We turn on Shopify. Ching. Oh, cool. We got a sale. We were dancing, like,
Yeah, screaming, dancing.
Our poor neighbours. And then next thing it goes, oh, we got one sale. We got two sales. Oh, we've just made $1,000. Oh, we've just made $2,000. Wait, we've just made $3,000. We're making more money than we make in a week.
You're sold out almost all the time. You can't get stock in fast enough. How many units have you sold in like 6 months?
15,000.
15,000 units. And
yeah, we got like 300 salons
Heaps
on
of
wait
wait
list.
lists. Yeah.
We physically cannot keep up.
Cannot keep up with it.
And how are you funding this? Is this like life savings going into it? Like,
Yeah, literally like every single dollar we own. We were having our wages come in and they were going straight back out.
And where's the business at today?
So we're doing around 200K a month, and that's with not having enough stock. Yeah, like that just doesn't feel real to say.
Yeah.
I wasn't even earning 200K a year. I wasn't even earning 200K in 2 years.
Yes, exactly.
Like what
So like go back when, because you were a hairdresser, right?
Yeah, so pretty much I was working as a hairdresser. There was always clients coming in with the exact same problem. They'd spend a fortune on their hair. They spent like loads of money on products to keep it healthy and keep their colour locked in. Not only was their colour getting trashed, but their state of their hair was trashed. So it was damaged, dry, brittle. So I was like, all right, everyone's got this problem. How can we solve this?
All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Yes, I'm re-recording this intro because let me tell you something. When I say this brand is one to watch and they're one on the up, I mean it. Now, we recorded this podcast with Luke and Sarah probably about a month ago, a few weeks ago, give or take a month, right? I'm not going to reveal any of their revenue targets or anything like that, where they're at now. But one thing I will say, based on the conversation we had and what they revealed, the business is now tripled in size. So when I say they're growing fast and they've got a lot of really first-hand knowledge, their lives are changing in front of our eyes right now. I mean it. So pay attention to this episode. It's a great one. We'll get into the podcast in a second. Quick couple of favors before we do. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really do appreciate it. We're going to hit 5K super soon, and like this video. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, I'd really appreciate if you could give us a 5-star review. Enough of me. Let's get into the podcast. It's a really good one. Super fun as well. Let's get into it.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This is my first podcast episode back post-baby. So if I'm a little bit rusty, forgive me there. Now, you guys know I love bringing you stories from brands at all stages. Sometimes we have big brands that have been in the business for 5-6 years, doing over 8 figures a year. But I'm telling you, I'm sitting across from the next big thing in the Aussie e-com world. Of course, I'm talking about Luke and Sarah from Coastal GRL. These guys are fucking legends. I'm so proud of how far you guys have come in such a short amount of time. I just want to say that off the bat. And we've got new mics, and these guys are using our new mics before me, so I'm a little bit jealous there for anyone watching on YouTube. Obviously, we've worked pretty closely together for like the last 6 months, and you were saying something when I was outside. I heard you talking to Joe, Sarah, and you brought up the point about how you listen to so many episodes of the podcast. I know you messaged me sometimes listen to some episodes twice, and I'd love you just to start in this point. It's not where I usually start. Talk about like you watching the podcast and what you had on your vision board, and then how long after launching your business you guys are sitting here. You've done tremendous things, like really incredible things. We'll get into the business and what you guys have done and how far you've come. But I'd love to start there just as like a little, message for people about dreams coming true and working hard and putting things on a vision board, and then how they can come into fruition.
Yeah. So, we listened to the podcast for so long. I was listening to it for a couple of years, and I always envisioned myself there. I was like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on that podcast. And this was even before I came up with the idea or launched the product.
That's so cool.
And I was like, yep, I'm going to be in that room. And I said that to mum as well. And then, when we started working with you, I'm like, oh my God, now I'm actually talking to him. Yeah. So that was exciting. And now we're here 6 months after launching, which is so crazy because I honestly never thought that it would happen that fast. And it also felt like a bit crazy to think, I'm actually going to be there. But here we are. Keen.
So obviously you're Sarah, you're one of the founders, and who's this strapping young gentleman sitting next to you?
I'm just the boyfriend.
Give us a little bit of intro, Luke, like who you are and what you do in the business as well.
So basically Sarah came up with the idea about 2 years ago, and originally it was just Sarah doing everything on the business, and I was actually just driving her to Sydney to meet with manufacturers. I could not believe this idea when she came up with it. And I was just driving her because I worked in Sydney for years, so I kind of knew my way around the streets. And I was just driving her, and then she's like, actually, maybe you should come on board.
Yeah.
And basically from there to now.
You were just working as a tradie, and then I was like, I need help. I can't just do this on my own. So yeah, then we're like, okay, let's do it together.
How long have you two been together?
7 years.
7 years.
Oh, so you guys are like,
Yeah.
like you guys are old school. So it's not like it wasn't hey, we've been dating for 3 months. We're going to start a business.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah,
It's like,
but in saying that, within 2 months of meeting each other, we went on a trip to Hawaii. Like we're go-getters like that. We just do things.
well, like,
Yeah.
and I think that's a big part of your success, and we'll get into it shortly. But like, money loves speed. And you guys, like, any advice we give you, you take it on board and you don't fuck around. You jump in, you do it. And the results have been crazy because you guys don't let your emotions stop you. You make your plan, you say what you guys are going to do, and whether you feel like doing it or not, whether you're tired or not, you do it. And once we go through this podcast, we'll put a bit of a trailer. Maybe people will get a little bit of insight about what we'll talk about by now. But once they hear what you guys have done and how fast your lives have changed, and like we were talking off air before we started recording, because like you guys you're sold out almost all the time. You can't get stock in fast enough. How many units have you sold in like 6 months? Just to
15,000.
15,000
Yep.
units,
And-
and
Yeah, we got like 300 salons
Heaps of
on
wait
wait
lists.
list.
Yeah.
We physically cannot keep up.
Cannot keep up with it. It's insane. Like actually crazy.
so obviously I know a lot. Like me and Joe have worked with you. We started working with you guys around the time of launching. Either I think maybe just after you guys have launched, like really
Yeah.
early days. So we obviously know a lot of the questions I'm going to ask you on this podcast, but like answer them as if we have no idea of what you guys have been doing, so we
Yeah,
can
100%.
take everyone through it. So let's go back to the start. And this is the part that I actually don't have much info on, because obviously you guys have worked extremely hard on developing the product and came and started working with us once you had a final product. But we were laughing off air as well. You guys placed an order for a really high amount before you even had the final product. So you guys had a lot of belief from the start. But Sarah, take us back, paint the picture for everyone listening. I love when it's, and by the way, I'm assuming this is your first podcast that you guys have done.
yeah.
I love it when it's someone's first podcast. It's all new information. So like go back because you were a hairdresser, right? Before you started this. Talk to me about getting that crazy idea that Luke was like, I'm not sure about.
Yeah, so pretty much I was working as a hairdresser. I'd worked in heaps of different hair salons because I could never stay at the one hair salon. I always felt like there was something more for me, and staying at the one place just felt like I was restricted. So I was always moving around. I was working in like sort of your mid-range hair salons and then done a little bit of high-end hair salons. And then there was always clients coming in with the exact same problem. They'd spend a fortune on their hair. They spent like loads of money on products to keep it healthy and keep their colour locked in. But when they're going swimming or they're going on holidays or they're going like in chlorine pools, their colour was getting trashed. Not only was their colour getting trashed, but their state of their hair was trashed. So it was damaged, dry, brittle, and there was nothing to like solve this problem. I even had clients always say to me like, what can I put on my hair before I go swimming? Like I need a solution. And I would always just hand them like just a regular conditioner. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a solution for you, but like at least try the conditioner. It would never work. Conditioners are designed to rinse off. So the second you get into the water, it comes off straight away and there's like no solution for it. Anyway, I was like, okay, whatever, like didn't think much of it at the time. And then I moved overseas to work on super yachts. And I was a private hairdresser for the family that like didn't live on the yacht, but yacht all the time. They own the yacht.
Some pretty high net worth individuals.
Yeah. And I was doing his daughter's hair and like friends and family that would come on. And as you could imagine, we're in the middle of the Mediterranean, and they were swimming in the ocean all the time and swimming in the like yacht pool and jacuzzi, and they would have the best of the best hair care products, and they had no solution for when they went swimming. And they would also say to me like, how can I solve this problem? Like there's nothing out there to use. Their hair care products were worth ridiculous amounts of money and they still had no solution. So I'm like, okay, there's a problem back home with just your everyday people. There's a problem with like mega wealthy that had all the money in the world to get whatever they wanted. Still no problem. And then I also knew from my own personal experience, I grew up by the ocean and we were in the ocean all the time and my hair was just so damaged, and I also had that problem. So I was like, all right, everyone's got this problem. How can we solve this? And I mean, I didn't fully exactly know when I wanted to start the process of developing. It wasn't until we went on a holiday to Bali and all of my friends' hair are bright blonde.
They jumped in the pool.
Like green or whatever.
The moment we pulled up at the villa, everyone was happy on the holiday. All the girls were like, yeah, they all jumped in the pool. And then
Green
it was
hair.
instantly green hair. The girls obviously,
Yep.
when girls go on holidays, they get their
wanna
hair
look-
done.
Yeah, and I had single friends like ready to like party and meet dudes, and they're like, my hair's green.
And then they're, what'd they get? Tomato sauce? We were,
Yep.
like YouTubing, Googling, whatever.
All these like wives'
Yeah,
tales.
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
None of
nothing
them worked.
worked.
They were
Nothing.
devastated. Bright green hair from the 20 minutes in the pool max.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, there's a problem. We need a solution for swimming in the ocean with hair, and we need a solution for swimming in the pool. No more green hair, no more dry, brittle hair. And then, we were at Bondi Beach one day, and I said to Luke, look at all these girls. They're
And all
lathering.
their heads were above water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're lathering on sunscreen. They're worried about their skin, but they either weren't protecting their hair when they went swimming, or they were just tying their hair up on top of their head
and
so
then,
they
like,
didn't wet
hair
it.
can't get wet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
what
how
I'm saying,
annoying
yeah.
is that? And then I was like to Luke, everyone's so worried about their skin, but they're not doing anything to protect their hair. Let's come up with a solution. I'm going to formulate this product. It's going to do this, this, and this, and there's going to be a solution for everyone. And Luke was kind of like, dude, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know how we were going to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty ambitious for people in their early to mid 20s to be like, I'm going to create this product. And I still remember on that first call that I had, it was just you, and then
Yep.
you came
I
in
was
right
coming
like the
back
last
from
He was at
5
work.
minutes. I think you came back and,
Yep.
and we got to say hello. And obviously, I don't know about the hair care space, what products exist, what products don't exist. And when you said like, because I asked, because like again, when we mentor people, we don't want. I said to you, we're not trying to mentor thousands of people. The reason we do application calls, we want to find like legends like you guys to work with. And you got to the end and you said, because I asked a question, I'm trying to get more information to see, because you already had an existing product. Like a lot of the times we'll help people find the product. Sometimes when they come to us with an existing product, there's not really much I can do. If it's a shit product, it's like kind of hard to build a successful business.
Yep.
But it started making so much sense. And when you said like, there's no other product that's really out on the market that's doing this, I thought, holy shit, if this is, I'm like, I took your word for it. I'm like, if she's right for this, this is like an amazing potential.
Yep.
But how did some early 20-year-old girl and her tradie boyfriend formulate this product? Like, what did that actually look like? Where did you go and start? Was it your own research? Did you find a contract manufacturer? What did that look like? Because create an innovative product like this, it can't be easy.
Yeah. So before like deciding that I was going to go to a manufacturer, I used like obviously as a hairdresser, I've tried so many
Yes.
different products for so many different brands. And I was trying everything. I was trying different treatments, serums, conditioners, anything to see if the existing ones would work already to solve this problem.
Yeah.
And obviously there was no solution, nothing worked. Yeah, I was like, I want to create something that works like an invisible swim cap. It can lock in the hair, create a barrier over the hair so that when you go in, there's just absolutely no damage whatsoever.
So crazy that this and obviously we're going to talk about the success of the business. It obviously works because people are fucking loving it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loving it and coming back, like the growth you guys are having and like organic growth as well. People are coming back. 300 hair salons. You were saying, sorry to steal your thunder. You were saying like in the super early days, small salons were selling 90 units a week and
Yes.
they wanted to come back and get
Yes.
more product.
Yeah.
Mental.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like so
We had
crazy.
salons selling more than we were selling online at the start. And
Yeah, no, it was wild. So yeah, it was obviously a product that was super needed. We went to heaps of different manufacturer meetings. Like Luke said at the
Yep.
start, it was just me, and then he was driving me around because I'm a passenger princess. Yeah, and then I was like, come into the meetings.
Yeah.
And I would sit in meetings, and a lot of the things that I've found in these meetings is a lot of them were men that were like chatting to me and like things like that, and they just weren't taking me seriously.
They're almost talking down to you a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh honey, you're so naive.
Yeah, like you've got no idea.
Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, so there was a lot of manufacturers that I went to and it just didn't feel right. I was
feel
like,
right.
nah, they don't believe in the product. They're
Don't
like,
believe in you even.
yeah,
probably.
definitely didn't believe in me. And I think they thought, well, if it's not on the market already, then like, this isn't going to work sort of thing. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, we're going to have to go to heaps of different meetings. And then we ended up finding a manufacturer that we loved. We felt like they took us seriously.
based in Sydney too.
Yeah, it all felt right. And then from then on, we were just like, all right, we want this, and this. We wanted it to be like a product that truly, truly worked. And yeah.
So how does it
basically-
work? Because I've like in the formulation period, like I've worked with other brands and other, projects for myself. Are you saying like, because you've tried as a hairdresser hundreds of products, are you saying like, I want the smell of this, I want the softness of this, I want the blah, blah, blah of this. Are you sort of like taking all these ingredients you know about and like trying to put in this imaginary product that does all these amazing things, and you say, now go make it actually a reality.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I would pick my favorite aspects of different products
Yeah.
and then also ingredients. And I was lucky enough that I was a hairdresser that understood the science behind it. So when, that came together, I was like, all right, we want this, this, and this, like work your magic. We worked with a cosmetic scientist. So she is amazing. She was
Amazing.
like, she was like, this isn't going to work, but this is, let's do this. So it was between me as a hairdresser and her as the cosmetic scientist going between
And Luke
the
is
two.
the chauffeur.
Yes, yeah.
And I think the best part was it was two girls doing it on
Yeah.
a girl's problem as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
which was
yeah.
massive.
That's
Like,
massive. Yeah, 100%.
And we had a lot of people tell us no. Like we were
Yeah.
paying money to get all these formulations, and they just said no, we physically can't do it.
Yeah, they're
and,
like, no, it's not going to work.
and you can't tell Sarah no.
Yeah. You can't. You really
She
can't.
will get the job done.
I'm starting to work that out.
Yeah, she is so determined to get the job done.
Hey, just quickly, if you're interested in getting started in e-com or scaling your current brand, or maybe even just getting your current idea off the ground, then send me a message on Instagram and I'll reply to you personally as soon as I get a chance. I usually only take on a few people per month for mentorship, so if you're interested in having a chat, shoot me a DM with the word mentor and we'll go from there. Anyway, enough from me. Let's get back to the pod.
How long was the development phase? Like, was it many rounds of samples? Did you get it really quickly? What did that look like?
Yeah, it went on for a long time. Went
Very
back
long
and forth
time.
for about 2 years, only because things weren't right. I was testing formulas. They were dodgy. That things were rinsing off. Wasn't working the way I wanted to. And I was super strict on, like, I didn't want it to cause a build-up in the hair, because a lot of cheap products can cause a build-up in the hair. So I'm like, all right, we're not using cheap ingredients. We have to use high-end, amazing ingredients. And it had to work for extensions. It had to work for keratin-treated hair. All these things that I wanted to tick off as a hairdresser to say, yep, it's going to work in every aspect of hair.
Yeah.
That's why it took such a long time to get, like, the perfect formulation.
And how are you funding this? Is this like life savings going into it? Like,
Yeah, literally, like every single dollar we own has gone
just
into
went
this.
into it.
Like
yeah.
we were having our wages come in, and they were going straight back out
Yeah. It was crazy.
every week, and the bills were just getting bigger and bigger the more and more we went through the process. But
Did at any point you question if this is going to work, if you should stop trying, or?
I was a little bit scared, and I think the only time I got scared is when I was listening to other people that were having an impact on how I was feeling about it.
Yeah.
But truly, deep down in myself, I was like, nah, this is going to work.
I knew Sarah had this.
100%. Yeah.
And I think it's really important the type of people you take advice from, depending on what you want to achieve in your life. Those people that were sort of like the naysayers or doubting it, were they like entrepreneurial people that had gone and created something, or was it?
Just
Nah.
anyone. And anyone feels they feel like they have the right to always put in an input. But
Yeah,
I
when
mean,
you're starting a business, everyone wants to
tell you how to do it.
yeah. But I was just like, nah, like, I just have to go. I knew from the very beginning when it was such a big problem, I was like, this has to work because it's seriously solving a massive, massive problem.
So the initial order, how many units are we talking?
10,000.
10,000. Don't even ask me about that.
I don't know what we were thinking. Even our
No, it
manufacturer.
just shows your belief, and like you got to be a little bit crazy
Yeah.
to truly like chase a dream. I feel like, because so many people like over the last 5 years, it's been like the cool thing to become an entrepreneur and have like the little founder in your bio. But it's like, do you really know what that actually means and what it entails? And I think some people get into it for the wrong reasons, and they'd be like, oh well, of course I want to be like, I want to change my life, and I want to work for myself, and I don't want to go to the 9 to 5, but I don't want to take any risk. I don't want to put any of my own money in it. Like, well, if you want that life, you got to fucking put something on the line to get it. You know what I
100%.
mean? And you guys have lived it and breathed it. So placing that 10,000 unit order before you even had the complete final product. What are people saying to you guys, and how are you guys feeling when you're like, screw what they're saying?
Well, we
I'm gonna
actually
place
did-
the order.
We actually didn't tell a lot of people. We
Good.
kept
Probably
it.
good.
We
You
kept it between ourselves.
Nice.
And I remember I sat mum and dad down at the table, and I said, "Look, Mum, Dad, I've just placed an order of 10,000 units for something we're still formulating." They looked at me like I was honestly crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just backed ourselves. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, you got to back yourself. If you're going in with these big decisions, I backed Sarah 100% in this. I knew she was coming home complaining about this. It's like when you're with your partner, they always complain about what went on at work and this and that. This was a common issue and it needed solving, but it didn't just need solving now. It needed solving fast.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, we had no idea what we were doing at the start. But yeah.
But we got there.
So you placed the order. finally you get that final product. How did it feel when you finally got that final sign off on that final like version of the sample?
Oh my God. It was scary. Like, I was terrified. I'm like, holy crap, where are we going to put this? Like, we have 10,000
Where did you
units.
put the 10,000 units?
We had nowhere to store it. We were taking up Sarah. So Sarah had also developed a home salon. She was doing a bit of work on the
Yeah,
side.
nice.
She is a go-getter. She never stops working. She was working in the salon, coming home doing friends hair. Anyway, filled that. That was done. And then our lounge room up the side, all that was that.
Yeah, it got to a point where I was still living at my parents' house, and because I turned my old bedroom into a hair salon, I had nowhere to have my bed. So I put my bed in the lounge room and would sleep there every night. My parents are like, this chick is just too much to deal
I love
with.
that. These are the stories, and it's like, it's a little bit of an insight. Now, you guys are probably a more extreme example. Not everyone needs to order 10,000 units for the first product. But I mean, if you've got an idea and that's what it takes to get the idea off the ground, often when you're creating a new product from scratch, you can't order 100 units. No one's going to go through that. Get in trouble for that. You do need to have some skin in the game. You need to put something on the line. If you say you really want these things, but you're not willing to map your behaviors to match it, well, you're not only lying to everyone that you say, hey, I've got this goal, you're lying to yourself. So either get out of your own way and realize that risk is a part of the game. It's the price of admission. Or stop telling everyone you're going to do it because you're only lying to yourself. And maybe I seem a little bit salty, but like, I just want people to like, if they fucking want it, go get it.
Yeah.
Like, go fucking get it. That's why I like telling this story. Like, you guys are literally in it. Like, your lives are in the process of changing. In the thick, like, fully in the thick of it. Like 16-hour days every day. Luke's falling asleep at the
every night.
I love it.
As everyone can see. And that's what it takes. And like life, it won't always need to be like this. But the first year or two, it's crazy. It's scrappy. But I honestly think like you'll never have as much fun in business as you're having right now.
Yeah.
So
we hope so.
We
Yeah.
agree. We
Yeah.
agree.
So let's talk about like, okay, got the product. Let's talk about the actual launch because I think people are going to be really impressed and really surprised with how far you come now. When you replied to that story, I think I was doing an intake like once every 3 months at that point. It was even less than now. When you saw that post, what went through your head? Like what made you think, I've already spent fucking like tens of thousands of dollars on this product. What made you think like, hey, I really care about making this work. Maybe I'll go try, find some clarity, some direction, a mentor. What was like made that decision for you? What was it? Where did that come from?
I guess it was like listening to your podcast all the time. I trusted what you I trusted what you thought and had to say. And yeah, I guess when I saw the Instagram pop up, I'm like, we just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like we know that we trust him and we needed obviously a lot of guidance and we needed some support to really get it off the ground. And we didn't want to slowly build. We wanted to go fast.
With a product like
big.
this,
Fast
what you
and
said
hard.
is you got to go fast and hard because it's such a great idea. In 2 years, there will be competitors.
Yeah.
So we want to acquire market share. We want Coastal Girl to be known as that brand in that space. So it's a really, really smart thing. I think like it's really smart to be aware of that. This needs to be done quickly.
Yep.
And I recognize your name from like every time we do like a story on like a Q&A episode of the podcast on the podcast page, not even my own personal page. I recognize your name from always asking
Who's
questions.
Sarah?
It's like,
Always.
it's like- so yeah, we definitely knew who you were at that point. So talk about launch. Like what were like the initial things that you guys focused on that maybe let's just talk about like the first maybe 50 grand in sales you made. Where did they come from? Where were the really initial sales coming from? We can talk e-com stuff, but also what was happening behind the scenes when we started talking. I think there was like, you already had like maybe 10 or 20 like wholesalers at the start. Like there was already some interest there. Things obviously snowballed really quickly. Talk us through like the first month or two of sales and you guys trying to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing for us was we needed to actually get this out fast. And I call this like the A-frame theory. Like you got a coffee shop, they have a great food, great coffee, and great people, but they sit an A-frame out the front. They don't actually go hard on their marketing and get it in the hands of the people you need to get it in.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest thing for us. We had no idea. Like, if you look at our website when we launched, you would laugh and fall off a chair. There was
It
no
was
call to action. It was just, this is a saltwater and chlorine hair protector, and that was
and
it.
buy it.
And I remember that night we launched.
Because you sort of had it like pretty. It was there to look pretty, but not really
Yes.
convert. Right?
Yeah.
There was some big changes we needed to
That's
make.
what
Yeah.
was going on.
I
That
remember
was like the conversation I think we had. It looks nice, but it's not really the way that we'd structure a site. So it's like build for conversion, not to look pretty, I think is an important lesson.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that like that moment when we were driving home from Sydney Sydney. We had the truck following behind us. Sarah's dad in the truck.
You're going to have Coastal GRL trucks.
Yeah. We've done everything ourselves, from photo shoot to website. Like everything has just been us. We're driving home and we're so naive about like what was about to happen.
Yeah.
And then we're sitting there and we go to launch and PayPal went down on us and we've gone, how are we going to get any sales? So we're in the background there. We're trying to live stream this and that. Anyway, next thing we turn on Shopify. Ching. Oh, cool. We got a sale. We were dancing like
screaming,
dancing. Our poor neighbours. And then next thing it goes, oh, we got one sale. We got two sales. Oh, we've just made $1,000. Oh, we've just made $2,000. Wait, we've just made $3,000. We're making more money than we make in a week in one night. Oh, and then like I think we finished that night around $5,000, and we were like, we stayed up till 4 a.m. just packing, like living in the thick of it. And then for weeks, months, we still leave the Shopify cha-ching on now. We think every sale deserves that cha-ching, you know?
We're like, motivation.
It's good. There will come a point where you turn it off, and I feel like once you turn it off, then you know you're really fucking like it's when it gets too much. But yeah, just it's like that little dopamine hit. It's like it's bit of like confidence that this is a real thing. Like it's all this work that we put in for 2 years formulating it, those long drives, those long nights, makes it all worth it. How did the offline part of the business start growing so quickly? How did you grow that? Because I think like for a new business, depending on the product, you know, we work with a lot of people starting businesses. And while we are like an e-com first approach, so many people think like there's the internet and social media, like I can just scale ads or content and it goes out. But it's like, bro, don't underestimate the power of one relationship, one email, one conversation, getting in that door, because one turns into really quickly 300. How did the offline side of the business grow really quickly? What was that approach? Because you obviously know hairdressers and salons and can speak their language. How did you grow the offline part of the business?
Yeah, so we were so lucky in terms of wholesale. It picked up for us so fast and so quickly in such early days.
It was needed.
And I was like, wow, it's really needed. I think what helped us in terms of getting into wholesale so quickly is because I was talking hairdresser, like language. I was like, yep, like hairdressers need this. I'm a hairdresser. So I felt like a lot of hair salons just instantly related to that. Yeah. And we had so many of them just contact us, hit us up. We started.
So it was, they were inbound as well. It wasn't like you were having to do
outreach. That's how lucky we were in that thing, because I was obviously talking to them on like a personal level. Yes. They just, contacted us, and then we sent out stock. And then from then on, other hair salons see that they're stocking it. And from then on, it just goes
like the
crazy.
FOMO effect, right?
Yeah. And
that's product to market fit, like down to a T. Like if there's like no doubt in anyone's mind that you guys have nailed product to market fit. And I think that's why we're so like really like, not strict is not the right word, but we really like when people want to launch a product, it's important that you're ticking all the boxes of a winning product. Because if you don't do that, it doesn't matter how good your content is, how good your website is. If you've got a product that there's not a genuine need and demand for it at that time, you're going to be pushing shit uphill. But when you do nail it, like you said, it almost feels easy. Like it's almost like business on easy mode. Not that any of what you guys are doing is easy, but like the sales just roll in because you're solving a genuine problem for a specific group of people.
Yes, 100%. And then from then on, I guess the boutiques and surf shops started rolling in because they saw how pretty the packaging was. So that always helps. And they were seeing how fast things were moving in hair salons. So I thought, let's jump on board.
And then like word of mouth, girls were going into salons asking about it. And then everyone's going, wait, what's Coastal GRL? What is this? What is this? And it just created a frenzy. And like right now we have 200 salons on a wait list for stock. We cannot keep up with them.
Yeah, it's just crazy demand.
And there's like so much demand in that. And I don't know, maybe you guys don't mean to say this, and so we can cut it out if you said, but like there's so much demand, they want it so much, like they're paying up front.
Yeah.
That's pretty rare. Most people will fight that. That really goes to show like this is a product that people want to need. So how does it work for, you know, in layman's terms, Sarah? Like how does this actually work? Like what's it? I know it's an invisible swim cap.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all you need to say, but like how is it like delivering results that are as amazing as they are?
Okay, so the actual product, how does the product work? Yeah. Okay, so the product in simple terms.
Yeah.
It
Make it
coats-
really simple.
Yeah,
Paul.
okay.
Yeah,
It
go.
coats the hair in a silky layer, so it almost works like a treatment. It's
Yes.
a very intense treatment. Usual treatments and conditioner wash out of your hair as soon as you get into the water. So when you get in the shower, they wash out. This one works to seal into the hair.
Yep.
It stays on the hair and works like a protective barrier. That way, when you go swimming in the ocean, the salt doesn't dry it out. It doesn't make it like straw-like. It doesn't damage the hair. It doesn't fade the color.
Yep.
And then when you go into chlorine, the chlorine also can't attack the hair because it works like a protective barrier. The reason chlorine attacks the hair so badly and causes so much damage is because it is almost like a bleach and it eats away at the hair, and then it also reacts with the copper in the water, and that's how your hair turns green when you go swimming in the chlorine pool.
Interesting.
You learn
Yeah.
something every day.
I learned that too in the early days.
A lot of people also think it's only blondes that are affected in the chlorine pool, which is not true at all. The only difference is with blonde hair, you can see the damage
See
more
the
and you
damage,
can
yeah.
see the green, whereas you're not going to see the green as much on
Yes.
brunette hair.
Well, even my hair, if I go swimming in the beach or a chlorine pool, it's dry, it's frizzy, it's
Yeah.
disgusting after.
Yeah, and it feels gross. Like
Yes.
a lot of girls after swimming in the ocean, my hair, if I don't have the protective barrier on it, you try to brush it and you can't get a brush through it.
I've seen
Yeah.
some
So
of the
it's
videos,
terrible.
like the before and afters. It's crazy.
It
Yeah.
actually blows us away. the result.
The results are insane. Like I'm always like, wow, I can't believe it actually works this well.
Yeah.
One thing that we guys said that I've spoken to you guys about before, and we'll start talking about like how the business has actually grown. But I think what's a really important part before we even talk about any of the e-com stuff is like you guys have also really embodied the mindset teachings that we do. Talk to me about some of like the mindset shifts and changes you guys have made over the last 6 to 12 months, and how important you think that those changes up here were in you guys being able to execute at this level.
Yeah, 100%. I think the mind is the most powerful thing in business. I was never fully into it.
Yeah.
Just being a tradie was wake
Almost
up.
too cool for
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely in a sense. You wake up, you go to work, you come home, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, just do your job. But when you actually train your mind and actually lock your mind in, and like you've said before, it's not just saying, oh, I want a Lamborghini, I want a successful business. It is no, what steps are you actually going to manifest and visualize to get to those points?
Crazy,
and the
right?
moment you start, I started doing it literally the start of this year.
Yeah.
I've never looked into it before.
Yeah.
And I started locking in. Sarah instantly noticed the change. I was happier. Like
Yes.
our relationship got stronger.
Yes.
The business built together. And it's all these things that happen around you that you don't realize just by locking your mind in. And I think this, like in this world, a lot of people are so negative. And I think if you can really lock your mind in and think positive on a lot of things, you'll eventually get to where you want to be. I'm not saying there won't be roadblocks along the way, but you
course.
will get there at some point if
Yeah.
you lock your mind in.
Two things that I want to like reiterate from your point, like the belief part. Do you feel like self-belief and belief in the vision has been important in you guys getting as far as you have?
100%.
Like
100%.
we're here today. This
Yeah.
was on our vision board that we rocked up. Like,
Yeah, definitely. No doubt about it.
Because I want to relate it to the other thing you said, like the manifestation, like visualizing, not just that. Because like some people like, I want a Lamborghini. They'll visualize themselves like sitting in a Lamborghini. And that's nice. And like there is a little bit of power in that. But also while there is power in your thoughts and like big part of it, like how visualization really works is like you also have to experience the emotion of what it feels like to sit in the Lamborghini, what it feels like to be on a certain podcast, what it feels like to fly business class overseas and go speak in an event. Like you have to embody the emotion of that. And that's what really creates the power. But then at the end of the day, humans are very logical beings. Like if you can't logically understand a set of steps that would get you there, it becomes very wishy-washy. It feels more like hope rather than a belief in this thing that's going to happen. So like breaking down, okay, if you want to be driving a Lamborghini into your big warehouse and walk in, there's like 30 stuff there, that's awesome. But let's start about, launching and making your first 100K and then, or your first million, or you moved into your first small warehouse or whatever that looks like. And I think like when you get really clear on that, how quickly does like it come into fruition, right? Doesn't it blow your mind?
it
It's
honestly blows
crazy.
us away.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the power of locking your mind in, I can't preach it anymore.
Yes, yeah, 100%. When did you start because you've been listening to the podcast for a while, when did you first getting into like personal development and leveling up your brain? Because like we come from parents that, you guys parents in business or just?
No.
No.
Neither. So we're not taught
Yeah.
this stuff. You sort of got to go seek it out and find it and learn yourself. And then when you do and you're like, holy shit, this is what life's all about. When did that start for you?
Yeah. So I think as a kid, so my family is very super working class. Like there's nothing more to it. It's just working class, and they work so hard, my parents, like ridiculously hard, especially my mum. And I think I learned from her, she's just constantly working and working and working and putting out to everyone else. There's never been a time in her life where she's truly put like enough energy into, I don't know. I always say to her, she always works harder, not smarter. And as
She's just in that grind,
she's just
in that cycle.
such a hard worker. And I look at her and think, wow, that's amazing. But she's worked too hard and put too much energy into other people's business and other people's success. I'm like, I don't want that for myself.
It's like if there was some point along her journey, but also now you guys get to be the inspiration to your families. And then I love this quote that I got from my mentor in martial arts that took me through. It's like, you guys now, every generation of your family is going to look back at you guys as the one that changed it all for them.
Yeah.
Because your kids are going to think differently. They're going to think about business. They're going to think about personal development. They're going to think about training their mind. I'm just assuming guys are going to have kids one day. So, you know what I mean? Like your family tree, your family line will look completely different after that. If your mum had someone come to her and 10, 15 years ago, and if she could just, obviously it's also hard for our families because they're often living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have the ability to stop working for a month and really figure out this business that they can do for their own. So it only would have taken that little pivot of showing her a different way or showing him a different way, getting on that path. And she could have used all that work ethic to then build something for themselves.
Yeah.
But now with the internet and technology and because of the sacrifices of our families, your mum, I would imagine, this is generally how it works, left you in a better position than she was when she was a kid.
100%.
So if she didn't and your parents didn't make those sacrifices, you wouldn't have been in a position where you could do all this, spend your life savings, move your bed into the lounge room and then create this, life of your own.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am so beyond grateful for what they've given me to have this opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the mindset thing came from as a kid, obviously watching them, how they worked through life and then seeing a family friend who had a lot of success in business. Yeah. And I always thought, oh my God, I want to be like that. I really need to be determined, work super hard, work smart and do everything I can to get in that position. It
would have been really important for you, probably more important than you realized at the time. Having that one example that you could see that family friend that was in business to be like, there is more than one way to go about this, you know what I mean? And then that would have even subconsciously made you think someday I'm going to start my own business and do that. Because I was the same as you, you either go to school and you get finish school, you get a trade, or you go to uni and it's not really too many other options for guys, you know what I mean? That's the path. So those examples are so important. That's why we do this podcast and we interview people because some other kid from, the Central Coast or Southwestern Sydney that maybe goes to a public school, doesn't really have any successful people in their family or their lives here that, everyday normal people had a dream. You have to make sacrifices, work really hard and save your money from your 9-to-5 job, whatever that is, to then take that bet on yourself to put money into a project that could then set your life up and change it forever. So I really love having these conversations. Now, from my perspective, you guys have done obviously amazingly well. There's a few ingredients of why I think you guys have done so well. I think the biggest one, or the two biggest ones, and they're kind of related, is you guys are very coachable. You guys take on advice and you don't question it. You don't let emotion get in the way. You fucking action it. And that's a big one. Having that, and a lot of that comes back to mindset and your will to win and the determination. But the other thing that you guys have done almost better than anyone that we've worked with, there's a few other examples who have done amazingly well, but you guys have identified or heard, how many times you heard me on the podcast interviewing people, content is king. Content is what moves the needle for businesses, especially now if you're a startup business. You don't have $100,000 marketing budget to go put in all these places. Content, whether it be for organically or content, what you guys are doing for all your ads and how much you're testing. You guys have taken the content play and you've lent all into it and went 100%. And the results that you guys have, spoken for themselves. Before getting into this space, I mean, a lot of people have seen your content. If you haven't, go check out Coastal GRL. Jump on their Instagram or their TikTok, or even have a look at their ads. It's not just the organic stuff; it's your ads that are really, really good. How was getting into content yourselves? Have you guys done anything in the content space before that?
No,
completely green, completely beginners. Just talk to me about your experience with getting into content and how you guys made that adjustment to start planning and filming and editing and doing all that stuff, because a lot of people, they have a lot of reasons why they can't. They
Yeah.
put these mental limitations. Oh, I can't do it because of this, or I don't know what I'm doing. But you guys didn't know what you're doing. You didn't know what you're doing about e-com either. But you guys have come a long way in a very short time. So I'd love to hear how you guys just navigated that content journey, because it's a lot of people get stuck on it, but it's such a important part to e-com and any business in 2025
Yeah.
and as we move into 2026.
Yeah, 100%. I think content is the biggest thing. And I think a lot of people, rather than trying to copy someone else, or like, don't get me wrong, there's great results from people copying other people as well.
We're seeking inspiration, modeling what works, right?
100%. But we're all humans. We're all different. We're all individual. So just be yourself, essentially. Be who you are, and that will show up in your content, and you will get the right audience. Like Sarah has
Exactly.
all the hairdressers rock up. Like, so if you be yourself, your content will speak for itself. It gets easier. You're not trying to force anything out, and you can
Nothing's fake. Yeah. We just do it all supernatural.
no
we get on
content plan. We
there.
do no content planning. I know you keep telling us we need to do it. We do not have a calendar. It is just whatever's going on in the business that day, and we
perfect.
show.
There's a million ways to do it, but like it's like some people, everyone could do it, but it's like, what am I going to film today? That's what. There's no plan on people. What am I going to film today? You guys have really figured out your way through that, right? So keep going.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, if we try plan it out, it never works. So we basically, whatever's going on in the business at the time, and that way we're showing all of our customers exactly what's happening right here and then. It's not we're filming this to then post 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. We want to bring all of our customers on board with us from day one, and I think that's one of the best things.
Yeah, I honestly think that that's why the product sells so well as well. Obviously, it's a great product and it solves a solution, but I think a lot of our sales come from people feeling like they're connected to us
Just
and
everyday
loving
people,
us.
tradie and a hairdresser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Standard
it's like
couple.
classic Aussie dream.
Seriously.
When Smogo.
It's like you guys have been like plucked out of like the Australia in like the 70s. Like,
Literally.
but yeah, you were speaking about Yui and Daniel and what they've done with Ali Bottle as well, and like they have the similar approach, like what their organic content. Obviously, Yui's a filmmaker background, so it's like editing and everything's really cool. They just did the same thing: document people, take them on the journey. And they speak about getting comments as well. People saying, I don't even really know what this fucking product is, let alone do I need it. But I love you guys so much. I just want to support
That's
the journey.
what we get all the time. They're like, I don't even know if I go swimming, but I'm just going to get it because I love you guys.
I remember when we filmed the Mother's Day ad to buy Coastal GRL as a present, and I remember you commented saying, I don't even know what it is, but I'm buying it.
Yeah, you guys really approach content. You don't take yourself too seriously. But like you said, Luke, you're being true to you and your energy, and like everyone just needs to get out of their own way to, if you need to have a glass of red wine to loosen yourself up, have a glass of red wine. You should be making content or speaking to the camera like you're speaking to your best friend.
Yeah.
100%.
Right? That's the way to show up. So the way that you've approached that, like just go watch the content. Super fun, super down to earth, super relatable. And you guys were saying like all your success, which we'll get into like how far the business has come shortly. You haven't really had a like a viral moment, right?
No.
It's just consistency. Like how have you guys observed what's happened off the back of your content?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just showing up, doing 1% every day, and you will eventually get there. We have had a few famous hairdressers in the space share and get behind our content, which
That definitely helps.
We actually we had Kim from Boho Blonde post this, and we were like, we need to fly there. So then
Is that the one that you went to Perth for?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks after we launched. She
I know, you're like, I'm going to Perth to,
We're like,
to
let's fly to Perth.
hand deliver a thing.
we need it. We knew she would be amazed that we've solved this problem. We knew we had to get it there, and we had to get it there the next day. So I called in sick to work.
Sorry, old boss.
And we flew straight to Perth, shown her,
Yeah.
and she loved it. But
Yeah.
to this day, we haven't had. I wouldn't say we've had a viral moment. We've had a few videos that have done all right, but we haven't had our viral moment. But I think because we're showing up every day, we're building that audience. Like if you have 100 followers, they could be 100 good customers versus if you have 100,000 that are just sitting there
really
watching
cares.
in the background. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just do it and post it and put up with it later.
And as well, like I think this takes me back to like one of the learnings from like Gary Vee. It's like scale the unscalable and do things that most other people won't do. Like most people wouldn't fly to Perth the next day to hand deliver,
Yep.
you know, a product to someone because they felt like they really need to hear it and see it from us. So it's like that. There's like a little bit of craziness to it, but there's like a method to the madness behind all of it. And I think it really speaks to, just taking action. And like we're talking about, I don't know if we said this on air or off air, but money loves speed. You know, speed is a really important thing in business. Too many people wait for the perfect time, the perfect website, the perfect packaging, the perfect everything. I can't get this script right for this video, so I'm not going to post content today. When it's like, that's going to hold you back so much. Because as well, you post a video and it doesn't do good. Like, well, the only thing is not that many people saw that video, so who cares?
Yeah,
Keep
exactly.
scrolling.
Yeah.
So one thing, like, I love like the way that you approach content, what's going on in the business, how to be real and show people what's happening. But your ads, it seems like there's a bit more planning into that because your ads are working really, really well because you're solving a clear problem. How do you guys go about thinking about what ads to create? Because also you talk about, while it can be good to, you know, seek inspiration from other people, you don't have any competitors that are selling a product like this. So you can't rely on, hey, what they're doing in their ads as inspiration. How do you guys go about, I know like you flew over to Bali to film a bunch of content in the middle of the Sydney winter. How do you guys go about like planning out your content for your paid ads?
Yeah, so with our paid ads, we just want Sarah to speak directly to the problem. We need people to know that we've solved the problem and we need them, like, have them know it fast, basically.
Yeah, I do all the ad content creation.
Yeah.
I come up with the idea and then film it, and and then I edit it and send it to Luke, and then he works out the ad account and
I run all the ads.
So we keep that very separate.
I think the biggest thing for us as well is we don't cross-check what each other's doing. We basically go, all right, you're good at that. So because we're new to business, we're learning. We're learning new jobs every day, and we don't know who's good at what different skill in the business.
Yeah.
So when we're together, it's like, all right, you're good at content, Sarah. I'm good at ads. You do that. You do that. We'll check in at the end of the week or on our car rides or whatever. That's like our business meetings. But I think that's how we've got here so fast is because we've basically, rather than hovering over each other trying to do tasks, let them flow with it, let them test it, and then you get the results and they all come together. And I think that's what's working really well, especially in our paid ads as well.
Yeah.
And like you were saying as well when we were talking about like some of the training videos that we have, like some people like you watch it once and like the first time you watch something new, you don't really take a whole lot of it in, but you're going back you'll go back and watch videos the second time to implement it. And does it start to make more sense each time you watch it? And once you've watched it and implemented it and then you come back and watch it, that's what it means, right? So it's like that forever being a student, your ego never gets too big to learn, to come back to make sure you're doing something the right way. And how much have you learned about Facebook ads in the last 6 months?
Massive.
Crazy,
And
right?
it changes every day. Like you see, the algorithm changes every day. So I'm finger on the pulse. Like I even sometimes get up at midnight to check.
check.
them.
I've been there.
And like I try to launch ads at midnight as well. That's a little thing we do. But I basically lock in. I've tried to learn as much as I can. Hats off to Joe. He's taught me a lot.
Joe's our in-house Facebook nerd. He loves it, lives it, breathes it. Facebook and Shopify, he's your man.
Yeah. So basically just trying to learn as much. And in the background of learning ads, I'm no marketer or anything. We're trying to run a business.
I know.
So it's full on, it's fun, but I feel like we've hit where we need to go.
How did because you quit your job recently. Congratulations on that. Massive
Thank
moment. We had many discussions about you quitting your job. Talk me through, because obviously I was there, but like for everyone that was listening, and I didn't have the behind the scenes conversations. You'd go talk to Sarah and we'd chat. Then we'd catch up again the next month and you're like, okay, I think I'm going to do it. This is where we're at. I think, well, the business is clearly showing it can afford you to do it. But what was your thought process like for making that decision? Because it's like people come and start working with us and that's the dream of 99% of people. They want to quit their jobs and, you know, what a beautiful thing to get to wake up, have no boss. Obviously you work harder when it's your own business. There's no two ways about it. But we still do it with a smile on our face. We still shop every day because to have the freedom and that agency over your own life, you can live by your own values. You don't have to do all this bullshit stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
It's an amazing gift. And I really feel like, and maybe you're probably starting to just get a taste of that now. When you quit your job and you're working for yourself, I feel like that's when your adult life really starts.
Oh, 100%. Because it's up to you what happens tomorrow. It's not up to, I'll get paid next week if I made that mistake. It is literally up to you. I remember I finished on a Friday and it was the weirdest feeling. Like I've been traveling to Sydney from the Central Coast every single day since I left high school. It's 2-hour drive.
So you've been driving there and back every day.
And on the tools, and it's just been crazy. Anyway, I remember that Friday I quit. It was the weirdest feeling ever because then I literally just jumped on my laptop and actually just jumped in and went, I'm going so hard at this. And then that first Monday we woke up, I think we had the biggest day and we're like, wait, our results are actually reflecting on what we're doing.
Yeah. 100%.
But yeah.
How did the conversation go with your boss? Like, do you remember when you told him you're going to put in like your notice period or whatever? How'd that conversation go?
I just gave him the 2 weeks. I just had to get out of there. My mind was not there. My mind was in this. So in the meantime, so we had launched, we'd done all this, and I'm still going to work in the background.
That would have been tough, right?
It was tough.
We were working crazy.
I was putting every dollar I had back straight into it, trying to work and then staying up to midnight, then to drive to Sydney, like full hustle days.
Yeah.
But I knew the time was right.
Mm.
And I knew I've backed Sarah since day one. Like, she's amazing, isn't she? Like what she's achieved. And I knew we could do this and I knew we could take it on. So.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. That first day you wake up, now you're a man. Like, no disrespect, but like, because it is scary. Like you said, it's up to
100%.
me now. Like, you have no one's telling you what to do. It's also scary. Like, holy shit, that means I've got to figure all this stuff out myself.
And fast.
And that's why it's good. And then it doesn't have to be me, but it's like, go find someone that's been through it, because it's like, business is a lonely journey. Surround yourself with people that have been there, that have walked the walk, that have gone down that path you want to, because like a lot of people say it, business can be a very isolating journey, particularly in e-com. You don't really need to go like, yes, some brands, they do their events and they get all the influencers there and that's fun. But really, it's you two filming content, you two working on your laptops. You're not really going out and meeting people. It can be a very lonely experience. But how have your families reacted to all the success that you guys have had?
They can't believe it.
My dad is just constantly like, oh my God. Like, he honestly can't believe
Have
it.
you got your, obviously I see a lot of your content. Have you got your family in any of the content yet? I feel like.
In a couple of videos.
yes.
Yeah, we've had them in a couple. I remember the first time we were discussing how many pallets were coming in, and I was like, Sarah, we've got 20 pallets of something you thought up of that was a problem coming in, and we're sitting there in the lounge room, and me and Sarah's dad are basically saying, Sarah, you don't realize 20 pallets is going to fill this house. And Sarah's going, no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
We'll just put it in the house.
And we put it in the house. But yeah, their support has been amazing. Like Sarah's mum and dad have stayed up to midnight. So
every single night with
Packing
us.
orders with you guys?
Packing orders.
Every night. Sometimes till 3 a.m. and then they go to work the next day. Like, they have bent over backwards for us.
We
it's
still
crazy.
live out the back of Sarah's mum and dad's house. That's how, like, we are investing every single dollar back into this. We know how far we can take this. And they're the sacrifices we make.
And that's one of the questions I also asked you towards the end of that call we did, that first like initial call, because like I said, we want to look for the right type of people. And I asked, like, with the success of the business, who would you love to be able to support? And you said straight away, like, your parents.
Yep.
And while like you're still at the stage that you're investing every cent back into the business, the way things are going, I think that's a dream that you guys are definitely going to be able to fulfill. So how does that make you feel, knowing that you're on the path of truly being able to give back, to look after your parents and help, like, you know, give back some of the appreciation for everything they've done for you guys?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so exciting. Like, I honestly, I feel like it's hard to answer that question because it doesn't feel real yet. So yeah, it's just such a good feeling.
Yeah. So let's paint a bit of a picture now. We don't have to reveal every data point that you have, but I know a lot of people, every time we do these, everyone wants to know where you're at, where's your revenue, what'd you do last month, how much have you made? And it is a little bit like surface level, but it's numbers don't lie. And it's really inspirational to a lot of people. So give us a little bit of an insight, Luke or Sarah, whoever wants to take it. Like, where's the business at? What level are you guys at? And mind you, you're in like just only at like 6 month mark now. Like, I don't even know if you're like
6 months.
just 6 months. And where's the business at today?
So we're doing around 200K a month. And that's with not having enough stock and also not being able to take on new wait lists. So we're kind of limited at the moment. We do want to go crazier. And yeah, like, that just doesn't feel real to say. I wasn't even earning 200K a year. I wasn't even earning 200K in 2 years.
Yes, exactly.
Like, what do you mean? Like, crazy work.
So,
I
remember,
Like, you laugh when she says that because it's almost ridiculous.
Mate, it's mind-blowing.
And people say, oh, you know, e-com's like saturated these days. That it's too hard. But $200,000 in a month in your 6th month. And there were multiple other 6-figure months in the lead up to that. So it's not like you went from 10K, like there were 100K months in the lead up to that.
Yep.
So that's like 4 months in, you're getting to like the 6-figure mark per month. And it just goes to show, we don't say that you guys aren't bragging in any way, shape or form.
No, not at
But you
all.
guys have listened to this podcast. You've been inspired by this podcast. And now hearing your journey and how authentic you guys are and how your lives changing I'm telling you, this is going to inspire the next generation of people. And there'll be people, and like, it's still surreal for me. I've been in business for 7-8 years at this point. People come up to me and they were like, Dylan, like, you don't realize, like, you inspired me to do this. And like, you guys have even said that to me, and like getting to play a small role and like being a part of this and helping navigate this for you guys. Such a surreal experience. And now you guys are living that. Like this, I see so many parallels to the early days of Happy Skin Co. with what you guys are doing. But you guys should just be like so proud of yourselves and how far you've come. I'd love to know like one thing about yourselves or each other. Like, what are you most proud about how far you guys have come and grown over the last, not just 6 months since you've launched, but the last 2 years going on this journey?
I think we've been more connected than ever. And we live together. Like we work together, but
in each other's pockets.
Literally, but our relationship has actually flourished from it. And I think we're both just so proud of each other. Like
you can see that.
We learn one thing and we're like, wait, you learned that? And we're literally learning on the fly. We're running this business on the fly. We've solved the problem. Now we've got to get everyone out there to see this product.
And let's talk about like, when you say you guys are putting everything back into the business, you fucking mean it. And you said, Sarah, you're doing these numbers. By the way, we just come into the first 2 weeks of spring. It's still sort of cold. Like you guys have been a product that's about swimming, and it's called Coastal GRL, beaches and in pools. We're not even close to swimming weather yet. And you guys are doing these sorts of numbers. So it's just crazy to think about that. Like you said, like I'm just lost for words.
We are too, mate.
Thinking about it now. Also, have we been limited by winter? Yes, we have. Like the growth, like 6-figure months are happening in winter. And I said to you guys, it's not even close to peak season for this yet. We're not even really going international or anything yet. But also, you've been limited by stock. But you guys, you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. You put your balls on the line. Sorry for the lack of a better expression. But like, talk to the people, and there'll be some of your customers listening. Like you guys, when you say you got the stock coming, like you guys are really doubling down to make sure you guys can stay in stock, that you can fulfill the demand. Talk to me about some of the orders that you guys have placed and what you have coming, because it's like, it's cool to talk about like, $200,000 in a month. It's not like you guys are pocketing $100,000 each. It's all going back into the business to grow the business,
every
to
cent.
Supply the demand. What are some of the orders that you guys have coming up?
So we have a lot on their way. A couple 100,000 units.
Dude.
We need to service everyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
How many women are in Australia alone that need this product? So we need to make sure all of our customers can have this product. And like, we know people are going to try and copy this, but at the end of the day, like the amount of effort that has gone into this and the passion behind Sarah being a hairdresser, we know we can service all these women in Australia and then hopefully internationally.
Yes. And another thing, Sarah, we were talking about before that I really love, and I don't think enough businesses are doing, like, you've got so many people talking to you every single day. Maybe some people like, hey, just checking in, like, do you know my order's coming? Something that you mentioned that I haven't heard any other founder on this podcast say is like, you're voice noting your customers.
Yep.
Talk to me about that and where you got that idea. It's such a simple thing and it sounds obvious once you say it, but no one wants to be that person with their customers. There's almost like this like official terminology. This is our like auto response. Sorry, we kindly appreciate your message. Your order will be coming in whatever. And it's so like generic and it's so like not real. But I just thought such a simple thing, like have the founder like voice noting the customers, such a simple, easy thing. But what's the response like when you do that?
Yeah, we like to have a touch point on every part of the business. Like, and obviously it's just us two for now. So we are making sure that it's like a personal touch from every point. And yeah, if anyone has any sort of message or wants to ask me a question, I get back to it almost straight away, always, even though it might be like 3 a.m. in the morning, we're doing it. And they're getting
Sorry
the voice
if anyone's
note.
message now. We've been locked in this room. Like you'll get a response when we finish.
And it's that personal touch. And like at the end of the day, it's like when you go into, like we're in e-com, right? Like we're obviously in the stores as well. But when you go into a store, if you have a problem or you need to know what this product does or how it works, you ask the question. In e-com, I feel like a lot of people set up all their automations, they set up all their flows, which is great using AI in this. But if you can actually directly talk to the customer, they feel heard, they feel listened, and they'll come back time and time again and they'll tell everyone.
And a lot of people, like we said before, the reason it sells as ridiculous as this sounds, is because of us. Like, I know that for a fact purely from the messages we get.
Yeah.
So if they're buying because of us and they like us and they feel like they have a connection with us, then when they ask a question, as if I'm not going to voice note them back, I would call them if they really wanted me to. I have called them. Like, there's ones that want to call. I go, jump on a call right now and I'll talk to you.
I love that.
So, yeah, I always want to keep that personal touch. Even obviously as we grow, it's going to be harder, but it will be nice to keep as much of a personal touch as possible.
Like really like you're building a really awesome community. Lean into that, foster that.
Yeah.
Because at some point there will be copycats that come out and try and replicate what you guys have done. But it's not just the product. It's
not.
It's everything else. And that's why no one else will be able to be Coastal Girl.
Yeah.
Another example of the Gary Vee principle, like scale the unscalable. People don't do that. I'll just send an automation. Have you read our FAQ? Like, come on. And like, that's sort of like, you guys sort of have a similar approach to me with business. It's like, with this podcast, like there are so many business or econ podcasts out there where like founders want to sound really smart and really intelligent and like they don't speak like they would with their friends. It's like, bro, I'm from Western Sydney. I say hectic. I swear. It's like, you don't have to put on this. And this is what I used to do. When I first started getting invited onto podcasts or to speak at events, the first like 3 or 4 events, I was like putting on this like persona of how I thought like an entrepreneur should speak. And I realized it's not me at all. As soon as I started, like I was at an event in the city. It was, I think breakfast with entrepreneurs, something like that. 7 a.m. in the fucking city before, it was like so people before corporates could go in. So it was like a really corporate heavy room. I would have been just turned 25. So it was about your guys' age. And it was a very corporate room. And I was asked a question and I was talking about one of my experiences. And I remember I said something and I said, oh yeah, and that was hectic. And the word hectic slipped out. And everyone sort of laughed, but not in a way that they're laughing at me. They're like, wow, that's cool. That is like really authentic and organic. Then I realized from that moment, that response, the more you can be yourself and not have to put on I've got this business and we're doing this amount of revenue, so I've got to act like I'm so smart and I'm going to talk down to you. Like, no, like be yourself. And I think that will compound more and like the universe will send more of that your way as well. So I think that's really good. Now, again, it's crazy to think where we're going. I think like you guys said as well, you guys aren't having like these big viral moments and spikes. It's really consistency. And you guys are now, I think you just said, what do you guys do? Like you started doing 10K days or something? Like
Yeah, we recently just started doing 10K days, so we're on track for a 300K month this month.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's wild.
You guys are be very soon, I'd imagine, hitting your first $1 million in revenue. Take a night. I know you guys work 16 hours a day, if not longer.
Yep.
Take a night, go to the Crown again, go to fancy dinner, and just celebrate those moments. Because like you said, it doesn't really feel real right now because you're all in the heat of it, in the thick of it. And that's good, and you should be. And like the work ethic is really important. But it's like this year is going to be the funnest year ever. You're going to look back and wish you took more nights to just sit in it and experience what you guys are doing and how far you've come. So like when you hit that moment, I'm sure you make you make a little thing of it. But yeah, like really like just enjoy this process because yes, the revenue figures is cool, but it's not about money for you guys either.
100%.
It's about fucking doing cool stuff, building something of your own and like creating a product that actually impacts the world in good ways. So it's really, really like really important to just like, soak in those moments because things are going to go so quick. How fast has the last 6 months gone for you guys?
So quick.
fast.
We're like, what? It feels like a week.
Yeah.
It's like since launch. But I think it's because we work every single day, even on weekends. We work every single day, crazy hours up till 3 a.m. almost every night, which is silly. Like we need to start relaxing a little bit.
You do and you don't. You can't do this forever, but in the first year or two, you can.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I used to work every weekend all the time. Now I'll take Saturdays off. And I'll do like a half day on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we got to push, yes, I'll work a bit more. But it's like, I've sort of earned the right to do that. Like you got to really put yourself in that position. Like if you're working a part-time job or full-time job, you're just starting, you need to be working all day, every day, because that's how you fucking get there, right?
Yeah. And we're in such that like hustle mode where we're not even taking in what's going on.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh yeah, and like next.
Yeah, where's the next level? But
Yeah.
I keep saying to Sarah, this doesn't feel like work. And like when you're so passionate and your mind is so in it, you don't even look at the clock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it does not feel like work because you're getting results for what you're doing. And I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people hold themselves back because they go, oh, it's too much effort. And it's like when you get passionate, it's not effort.
Yeah.
It's just passion.
Yeah.
When you start working on the right things and you're working like
where you
more in
need to
alignment
be.
with your purpose and what you should be doing, it like becomes effortless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to like, and that's also the gift of like you said, Sarah, your mum worked so hard, but it was for someone else. When you're working so hard and you know it's for you, you can go that extra mile and it feels fun because you know it's all going to come back to you. So
Yeah.
we can obviously talk about all the good things, you know, all the time, but there is challenges in business. I'd love to know in your roller coaster of the last 6 months, what's been like a big challenge that you guys have had to work through, and what was the lesson in that for you guys?
I think the biggest thing is when you're scaling at this rate, you gotta like cash flow is crazy. You gotta be so on top of it to a T. You gotta know how many bottles are going out next week, but you don't know when we're doing 25% on each week on week. So the biggest
Like
thing is
growing. Just make that clear.
growing.
Yes, 25% a week. Just say that for us again.
Yeah, growing 25% a week.
Not a month, not a year, a week.
Yeah.
Right?
So like we were saying before, when we had those 6-figure months, when we first hit 100, the next month wasn't 150. The next month was 200.
Yeah. You can't forecast growth like that.
No.
No, 100%. And when we're like, we haven't had any funding from anyone. We've done this ourselves. We've shot our website ourselves.
Yeah.
We've done
Literally
little
everything
thing
ourselves.
and
Packed all the orders yourself.
Everything.
Applied to every customer.
and the biggest thing for us is like people keep going, oh, just go get a loan, go get this. And we're like, no, we want to build this business ourselves. And that's been the biggest thing. We've now had to air freight a lot of stuff in to get things in quicker. We need this ingredient from there. Now, the biggest thing is this product is Australian made. We've left it on home soil, which does help us get product quicker. But yeah, there's all little different things that go on and around that make it hard.
packaging
And a
things
big
like
part of our conversations, especially on the Luke side, is like trying to stock plan and forecast, because it's like, bro, it's like we'll have a conversation 1 month and we'll say, okay, yep, if we plan like that, because we obviously all businesses, we want to get 3 months of stock in your warehouse. That's when you can sort of relax a little bit. And then we catch up the next month. You're like, oh yeah, that's old news. We smashed that. We're out of that stock already, let alone for the next few months. So it is really challenging, but you track that stuff the best you can, and you've got your Excels out, and you're really keeping your finger on the pulse in that. And I think it's really important that you do. Cash flow and stock management is going to be a big one. And I want to flip the question, flip the perspective on it a bit for you guys. What's something like one thing each that you think you can do or not do that would lead to the business not working out, or like the business failing? Like what are the risk factors that you guys are aware of that you need to make sure doesn't happen?
I don't like to think of those sometimes, to be honest.
You need to be aware.
I need to be a bit more realistic.
One thing we do, like we worry about people copying us and things like that, and that's bound to happen.
You
but,
can't control that.
No.
But at the end of the day, like I've said before, you cannot copy.
Us.
Exactly.
You literally
Yes.
can't copy us. Good luck.
Like look at the amount of effort. I wouldn't even suggest anyone to try the amount of effort.
You'd
And
be
then
a
they'll
loser.
end up making the product, but it won't actually
It won't
solve the hair
sell.
problem as well. And it won't
Yeah.
sell. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. We're like, oh, wait, when's the next big thing going to try to take under us? But
Yeah.
I think because we just back ourselves on everything we do, like Sarah just said, we try not to actually think about those
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
try to keep that positive mindset and wake up. Like we've had nights, I remember one night we couldn't even afford our Australian Post bill and it was $2,500. We were done. We had no money.
Yeah.
We had to get these orders out. We'd promised all the customers. Anyway, we ended up scrapping a little bit of money here and there and we got them out, but it was so scary. Like we had the Shopify bill was then late. Like all these bills were all late. We just lent on all this stuff. And it's like, wow, we are in this and we need to get this right and we need to get it right fast.
Yeah.
I think from my perspective, without going like too nitty gritty with that question, it's you stop doing the things that are working for you guys now. I think that's the biggest risk factor for you guys. Like you need to keep your finger on the pulse with cash flow and stock. And you need to make sure just because you get busy doing other things, you can't let the content slip, because the content and you guys is what's driving this thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be organic content or what you're doing with the ads.
Yeah.
You need to really make sure as you get busy, you don't get distracted by the next shiny thing, or you start, oh, let me go develop this other product. And then you stop focusing on what's, making you guys the money, what's actually driving the business forward.
Yep.
So I think it's those things. But yeah, it's always good to think about, hey, what can go wrong? Like what can go wrong in the business, and just make sure you don't do that.
Yeah.
And what you guys are doing now, we see the work you're doing, you're on the right path. But yeah, you start thinking about, hey, what are our risks here? But I also love the blind positivity, and you don't even think about that. I think there's a lot of power in that as well. And this is me asking with the perspective of, years and years and years in business. I wasn't thinking like this when I was 6 months old.
Yeah,
Let's
you're like,
fucking do it, literally. We'll start to wrap up shortly. One other question off the back of that, like, And I ask this a lot of the times because I think in your biggest mistakes, there's always a really good lesson in that. What do you think has been like your biggest mistake or your biggest learning that you're like, we did that and like, not going to do that again? Is there any mistakes that you can point to that was a really good learning lesson for you guys?
I think launching too late. I think the moment you got the idea, well, not so much launching, but more, we should have documented this process from 2 years ago. We did not do that.
We didn't.
We did we started documenting it like 8 to 10 weeks out.
Yeah.
And all we documented was, guess what product we're bringing out.
Yeah.
But if we
Yes.
documented this
I
whole
wish you
process,
did.
Yeah.
we really wish we did. And that is honestly our biggest regret. So anyone out there that's starting a product, document it. It doesn't matter. Like even just do a time lapse. Just do something in the background so you can show them the process and the road you've been on to get there. And like obviously we document everything now, but we wish we did that because that process was cool.
Yeah. And like back to the Yui and Danielle example, they took like 2 years to launch and their business went through different variations before. But the thing that they did and why they were so successful, they had built a following that were following along that whole journey with them. Again, they didn't reveal exactly what the thing was, but they still took people through that journey.
Yep.
And then when they launched, they were like, holy shit, there's already so many fans that want to buy this product from us, and did super well even before it's spending money on ads. So I think like so many examples out there, like you can, it's not up for debate anymore. Like the content is massive and documenting the journey is extremely powerful. Now I want to ask you guys, like you guys have obviously your lives changing before your eyes. What advice would you have for other people that are sitting in a similar position that you guys were when they had an idea, or maybe don't even have an idea, they just have that burning itch, that burning desire to make a change in their life, to chase a dream, to stop living the standard, to stop living the ordinary, but maybe they don't have the confidence or maybe they don't have the clarity on how to move forward next?
I would say, like, if you truly believe in yourself and you truly believe in what you want to create and you haven't decided to just like copy someone, if it's something that you really, really want to do, I think go for it. I think people come unstuck when they try to be a copycat or they try to be like, oh, this person's had this success, I'm going to try to jump on the back of that and like –
because you're always going to be one step behind them.
Yeah. And it's just like when you're a copycat, it just doesn't feel real and it doesn't feel authentic to watch. And it's just like you look like an idiot. Like you look at them and go, oh, but that like you're just, you know.
The same.
Yeah. So I think if I had advice to anyone, if it's something that you truly want to do and it's something that isn't like copied off someone else and is actually like authentic to you, then go for it.
There's thousands of
don't
problems.
let anything hold you
There is
back.
Thousands of products and problems out there that have not been solved, and you just got to go looking in your everyday life. Everyone has, like, even in being a tradie, there's all of us tradies still use the same tools. Like it hasn't really evolved much, you know? Like there's problems to be solved out there if you go looking and if you actually try to source where those problems are coming from rather than just trying to copy. And that's my thought on that.
Yeah, that's a really good point as well. Like sometimes if you're struggling to find like a really good product that you're happy to launch and build with, flip it and don't think about the product first. Think about the problem you want to solve and then think of ways to do that.
Yeah.
And that's going to be another way that'll unlock your creativity and put you in a place to potentially do something really cool and innovative. And it doesn't always have to be a brand new product, but it's like, what's out there? What's a new take on that? How can I do something a little bit
100%,
different?
like High Smile.
Speak to it, exactly. Speak to a different market or repackage something and really speak to like that. Like there was a conversation that we had, you guys might have listened to the podcast with like Rachel Wild and like the Boost Lab stuff. It's like the product didn't change, but they just realized, hey, no one is speaking to this group of the market. So I'm going to make a brand. I'm going to speak directly to their concerns. I'm going to speak directly in their language. And without changing anything in the product, their business like 20x'd in a year.
Yeah.
So just thinking about it a little bit differently. So what can people expect to see from Coastal Girl over the next 6 to 12 months? Like obviously don't reveal all the secrets, but where do you see the brand going in the future?
We have a very exciting wholesale opportunity that came to us, massive retailer to the point where when I was a little kid, we couldn't even afford to wear these clothes that they stock. And
we can't reveal too much on it.
So many, like when they came to us, I was like, nah, it's a scam. Like that can't be real. And it is real, which is so wild. So that's exciting. So we're going to expand hopefully into stores across
And
Australia.
we are in formulation of another product.
Yes, a new
Can't
product.
release much on that, but yeah, our plan is next year to go hopefully international.
Yeah.
Just go
yeah.
for it.
We haven't even had an Aussie summer yet.
I
know. I know.
That's our brains. We're thinking of the
Yeah.
next thing all the time. Finger on the pulse, like
Yes.
you said.
Exactly. Yeah, you guys, as I said, I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so happy that me and Joe get to work with you guys and help you make this dream a reality and take things to the next level. And I'm really excited to see what we do over the next 3 months. It's going to be awesome. And I'd love to know for you guys, both personally and the business, a lot of people would have heard of Coastal GRL. Some, this is the first time. Where's the best place people can find you guys online or the brand?
It's coastal.grl at Instagram, and the website.
Yeah, coastalgirl.com.
CoastalGRL.
But it's GRL.
Yes,
Yes,
GRL.
Yes. And then both of you guys personally, if people want to follow along your journeys, because you guys put out a little bit of content as well.
Yeah, I'm Sarah_Emily.
And I'm Luke.misk.
There we go, baby. We'll put for anyone that wants to check you guys out. That was a fun one. That was
sick.
An hour, 15 minutes went so quick. Yeah, good way to get back into podcasting post baby. So thank you guys for being awesome. And
congrats on becoming a dad.
So
Thanks
good.
much.
Thanks for
guys.
having us.
That was great. That was awesome.